Well, good afternoon, everyone. This is Mike Bass back again with another forecast update for you for this May the 26th, 2023. I'm hoping everybody's having a great Friday out there so far. Hope everybody continues to stay safe and well, and also enjoy the weather because it's the only weather you got. Okay. In today's video, we'll talk about the satellite loop for the Northwest Atlantic across for that little system here off the southeast coast. Also, we're going to take a look at the weather radar across the nation, watches, warnings, and advisories. Also, we're going to take a look at the Storm Prediction Center outlook for today, Saturday, and Sunday. Also, we're going to take a look at the 7-day rainfall total as well across the nation. Okay. I need 7 more subscribers to make it 400. If somebody could help me today get to 400, I would greatly appreciate it. I hope everybody's enjoying these videos. I'm going to keep pumping them out as long as I can. And let's see if we can make that 1,000 subscriber mark. Hopefully by the end of the year. I'm gonna stretch it out to the end of the year. So hopefully I'll get there before the end of the year, or at least by December. I'm gonna try to see if I can get 1,000 subscribers by December. Okay. Let's go ahead and dive on into the forecast now, and let's get the show on the road here. You can see here's that little system spinning just east of Florida, pulling in a lot of moisture across the Carolinas here. Also got some over the Bahamas as well. Got another little system over here pushing off to the northeast. This ain't gonna affect nobody. Maybe Bermuda or something might get a few showers out of this system. But this system here spinning here, pulling moisture across Cuba and the Bahamas, will pull all this moisture back into the Carolinas. So some areas in the Carolinas may get up to at least 2 to 4 inches of rain, maybe even 5 to 6 inches of rain. General heads up on that. I'll go ahead and move on to the weather radar now. You can see here off the southeast coast, going to bring in some shower and thunderstorm activity and gusty winds. I would not be surprised tomorrow, later on tonight and tomorrow, we may have wind gusts up to about 40 miles per hour, and could have a few peak wind gusts closer toward the coast, could be up to 45 miles per hour. So just a heads up on that as well. Alright, we got scattered activity down here across the Bahamas, down across the Florida Keys, and also into Florida and Georgia. We got a few here trying to develop in central South Carolina ahead of the main band of showers and maybe a rumble or thunder right along the I-95 corridor and toward the Grand Strand and Low Country region of South Carolina. Got some shower activity, thunderstorms over portions of Kansas, all the way back down into Texas, a little bit over northern Mexico. We got scattered activity back over here in Nevada, back into Washington State, Oregon, also back into Montana, Wyoming, and Idaho as well, Utah, and a little bit in Colorado as well. Puerto Rico got some scattered showers around the island there as well. Hawaii got a few scattered showers on the central and south portion of the island. Also over here in central and south side of Alaska, still got some scattered showers and maybe a rumble or thunder. Could rule out a few snow flurries as well. Also over here in Colorado, Utah, and maybe up toward Wyoming and portion of southern Montana, could be a few snowflakes mixed in as well in your vicinity, and maybe a little bit over here in the mountain range over here in California today as well. Alrighty, let's go ahead and move on to the watches, warnings, and advisories for your locations. Okay, as you can see, we got quiet conditions across Maine, but we still got some frost advisories over a portion of western New York, also into northern Pennsylvania. We got some lake wind advisories down here along in the Carolinas, South Carolina that is, into east central Georgia, around the central Savannah River area of Georgia. Also over here we got some flood advisories over here in Carolina. There's those gale watches and warnings along area from Florida all the way up into the mid-Atlantic region. Also, we've got those flood watches in effect for northwestern Mississippi, also over here in portions of Kansas, also into eastern Colorado. Also more flash flood watches in effect for eastern Montana. Also, we got some air quality alerts over portions of Arkansas and also into northeastern Texas. We got some flood advisories over here in Texas, also into portions of Colorado as well. We got area river still flooding in portions of North and South Dakota, and also down in Arkansas, also in portions of New Mexico, Arizona, Utah, and like I said, Colorado, Idaho, and also portions of California and Nevada as well. Got some special weather statements up here in portions of northern Wisconsin, also in the north central and northern portions of Minnesota as well, and also a few special weather statements down here in portions of New Mexico and Colorado as well. Alaska got some special weather statements and flood watches in effect for you guys, and the Hawaiian Chain Island looks a-okay with no warning or watches in effect for you guys there. Alright, now it's time to check out the Storm Prediction Center outlook for today. We're going to, as you can see, we have general thunderstorm from the Outer Banks of North Carolina down into Florida to the Florida Keys. Got a marginal risk over southern Florida. Got general thunderstorms over portions of Arkansas, back into portions of Tennessee, including northwest Alabama, northwest Georgia, and northern portions of Mississippi. Also general thunderstorm from Texas all the way to North Dakota, back to Washington State, Oregon, also into California and Nevada. We have a marginal risk from Texas all the way to the Canadian border, Montana and North Dakota as well, and all extending back down to portions of Utah. We have a slight risk for portions of Colorado back through Wyoming, also western Nebraska, and also western and southwestern portions of South Dakota back into southern Montana. Also, we have a slight risk and an enhanced risk over portions of Texas back into New Mexico. And if you're in the enhanced risk, this includes Rodwell, New Mexico, Hobbs, New Mexico, Carlsbad, New Mexico, West Odessa, Texas, or Tessa, New Mexico. Slight risk include Denver, Colorado, Colorado Springs, Colorado, Aurora, Colorado, Lakewood, Colorado, Fort Collins, Colorado. Marginal risk include Miami, Florida, Haley, Florida, Lubbock, Texas, Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and Pembroke Pines, Florida. Let's take a look at the tornado probability for today. We have a 2% in the green here over Texas and New Mexico, 5% over New Mexico and a few counties there just in West Texas, 2% over here in Colorado, Wyoming, and Nebraska. We had 2% included Aurora, Colorado, Fort Collins, Colorado, Greeley, Colorado, Cheyenne, Wyoming, and Commerce City, Colorado. Also 5% include Rodwell, New Mexico, Hobbs, New Mexico, Carlsbad, New Mexico, Ortessa, New Mexico, and Lovington, New Mexico. Let's take a look at the wind probability. We have a 5% in the brown. We got 15% in the yellow from the 5% from Texas to Montana and North Dakota. 15% from Montana back down into portions of Colorado. We have that 15 and 30% down here in Texas and also into New Mexico. And if you're in the 30%, this includes Hobbs, New Mexico, West Odessa, Texas, Lovington, New Mexico, Andrew, Texas. 15% include Denver, Colorado, Aurora, Colorado, Fort Collins, Colorado, Thornton, Colorado, and Westminster, Colorado. And the 5% include Miami, Florida, Colorado Springs, Colorado, Haley, Florida, Lubbock, Texas, and Fort Lauderdale, Florida. All right, let's take a look at the hail probability. We have 5% from the Canadian border up here near Montana and also down in North Dakota, all the way back down to Texas. Slight 15% from Montana back down into Colorado. We got a 15 and 30% down here in Texas and New Mexico in the red slashed area. That's the significant hail probability. And that would be Roswell, New Mexico, Hobbs, New Mexico, Carlsbad, New Mexico, West Odessa, Texas, and Ortessa, New Mexico. 30% include Roswell, New Mexico, Hobbs, New Mexico, Carlsbad, New Mexico, Ortessa, New Mexico, Lubbock, New Mexico. Also in the 15% include Denver, Colorado, Colorado Springs, Colorado, Aurora, Colorado, Lakewood, Colorado, Fort Collins, Colorado. Also the 5% include Lubbock, Texas, Provert, Utah, Billings, Montana, Orem, Utah, and Santa Fe, New Mexico. Alright, let's take a look at your day 2 outlook for severe weather across the nation. You can see we got general thunderstorm from Virginia down to South Carolina, also into central and southern Florida, also over here in Louisiana, Mississippi, western Kentucky, and eastern Arkansas. Also general thunderstorm from North Dakota down to Texas, back to California, and also back into Washington and Oregon states. We have a marginal risk extending from the Canadian border there all the way through Montana, North Dakota, back down into Texas. And if you're in the marginal risk, this includes Colorado Springs, Colorado, Royal, Colorado, Lubbock, Texas, Amarillo, Texas, and Thornton, Colorado. Let's take a look at the tornado probability. We have less than 2% in all areas. Winds, 5% in the brown from Texas to the Canadian border, Montana and North Dakota. This includes Colorado Springs, Colorado, Royal, Colorado, Lubbock, Texas, Amarillo, Texas, and Fort Collins, Colorado. Take a look at the hail probability, same amount, 5% from the Canadian border near Montana, back down to North Dakota, back down to Texas. This includes the same areas, Colorado Springs to Pueblo, Colorado. Alright, let's take a look at day 3 outlook for severe weather. As you can see, it's coming up here. We have a general thunderstorm still from portions of Virginia, West Virginia, down into South Carolina. Still over central and southern Florida, Florida Keys. Also general thunderstorm from Texas to North Dakota, back to Montana, back to northeastern Washington State, back into northern California, Nevada, Utah. A marginal risk includes from northern Texas all the way to the Canadian border there in North Dakota. This includes Rapid City, South Dakota, Bismarck, North Dakota, Minot, North Dakota, Garden City, Kansas, Dodge City, Kansas. The probability is 5%, and this includes the same area, Rapid City, South Dakota to Dodge City, Kansas, and surrounding areas. Alright, now we're going to wrap it up with the rainfall totals across the nation. You got the heaviest amount here across the southeastern United States through eastern Georgia, through the Carolinas, back into Virginia, off into the Atlantic coastal waters toward the Bahamas and Cuba, southern Florida as well. Lighter amounts in the green from Panhandle, Florida, northern Gulf of Mexico, back to Texas, all the way into portions of southern Canada. Some areas is dry from portions of Maine back into Pennsylvania to Illinois, Missouri, Arkansas as well. Back over here in the southwest is dry. We got some heavier amounts also across Mexico through Texas, all the way into portions of Montana, southern Canada, all the way back into Idaho, and also into California as well. Alrighty, well, I hope everybody enjoyed this video. Hope everybody continue to stay safe and well. Enjoy the weather because it's the only weather you got. We will catch you back in the next video. Consider subscribing. Love to have you. And take care, everyone. We'll see you in the next video.